Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am Lindela Ndlovu and I will be giving you tutorials on how to get your nails done at home using acrylic, polygels and just gels. Without wasting any time, let's get into the video as I am falling behind. Firstly, we're going to start by pushing back the cuticles using a cuticle pusher, which will prevent them from splitting or getting infected and allows your nail products to sit much better on the surface of your nail. Like, it just gives it more room when you push back the cuticles. Also, it prevents them from lifting so quickly. You know, sometimes when you do your nails down and then within a week they've already lifted. Sometimes it's because the cuticles were not pushed properly, but I wouldn't know. I'm just learning. And using the other end of the cuticle pusher, I'm just going to be scraping off all the dead skin. That's just something that is done also, and it doesn't hurt at all. It's just painless as some of the skin is dead, so you're just removing them using the cuticle pusher. And also, you can actually file this part off using like an e-file, but because I'm really still not very good at that, I just prefer using a cuticle pusher. I mean the end of the cuticle pusher to scrape them off. So normally when I do my nails, sometimes I do both hands. When I'm gonna have the same set on my nails, I do both hands at the same time. So I don't do one hand and then come back. I just move on with the whole process once off. So I'm going to let this part of pushing back my cuticles play out a bit longer. Then I'll come back when we move on to the next step. I am not a fan of cutting down my nails. I like growing my nails, and also the reason why I file them down instead of cutting them is because I sometimes cut them too short and then I get easily hurt, or I just hurt myself quite often. So I've resorted into filing them down, and also just to make sure that the shape is still acceptable and not crooked and all those things, so that when they start growing underneath the extensions, they grow in a nice shape. Next, we're gonna buff our nails by just we buff them to remove the shine from it, because if you're gonna try and apply glue or any other product while you haven't removed the shiny part of your nail, it's not gonna stick. So you remove the shine just to create a rough surface so that there's better adhesion on your nails. So you can actually use a file, but make sure that it's not a file that's gonna create any dents in your nail. So that's why I prefer I either file them using an old file, or I just use a buffing block. Next, I'm just going to dust off all the dust using this brush. This is the very first brush I got when I started collecting or started getting all these my nail products. Like, this is my very first brush. Next, we're going to apply the tips. There's actually these other tips that I got, but they just didn't fit, so I resorted into getting these old tips that I bought from Matt's Nails, I think. I know I'm not mentioning any of the products where you can get them. You can actually buy these at Planet Nails. I normally use Planet Nails, or you can get polygel kits on Takealot as well, or Mads Nails. There's a website called they're also on Instagram, and they have a website. They're Mads Nails. I like their products. They're not bad. Or you can get your products from Planet Nails. So next thing, I am going to be choosing out my sizes, my nail tip sizes. Basically, what you want when you are choosing your sizes is that it fits sidewall to sidewall. So you don't want to get them too big and you don't want to get them too small, because it's going to leave your nail crooked and there's going to be so much space once you've applied your product and all those things. But you'll see that all later when I start applying the product. So I am going to be making sure that all the nail sizes, all the tip sizes actually fit me properly. So I'm just going to quickly choose my sizes, and then we're going to fast forward to me applying them on with the glue. I have now chosen all my sizes, and I'm going to apply them using a brush on glue. Now, I'm not the most accurate person on earth, and also I can't see straight. I can't see things that are straight. So I will probably apply these nails crooked, and also my fingers are not straight. But in my eyes, they're straight, so let's not judge each other, please. So I'm going to be using the brush just to apply a bit of glue towards the tip of the nail, towards the tip of the tip. And then I'm going to apply it on my nail, hold it down. I actually count. I think I count from 1 up to 10 or 1 up to 20, where I'm just pressing it down so that it actually sticks on properly and it doesn't lift. And another thing that I do is I press it very hard just to make sure that it really sticks, because this glue is not the best glue I've ever used. And also I normally just press it down on the sides as well, because you can actually press it down in the center, but then it hasn't sticked properly on the sides. So I also just hold it down on the sides just to make sure that it really sticks on. So I'm gonna let the rest of the video next, using a tip cutter. I actually have one, but I bought this one because it actually guides you at what length you want your tips to be. And because, like I said, I am not the most accurate person and I can't see straight, so it actually helps me very much, because I am able to cut all the nail tips the same size, and it just makes things a lot easier. Now, moving on, because I have a black surface, my background is black, I don't want to get all the, like when I file, I don't want to get all the dust on the black surface. So I'm just going to put a paper towel over it so that I can collect all of it there. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to crispen the shape more, because it's already there, but I just want it to be to the T. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just want it to be straight and to the T. So, yeah. Do you actually see why I don't like this glue? Because now one fell off while I was filing. And this glue is supposed to be, like, so strong and all those things. But it actually fell while I was actually filing my nails. So instead of, like, getting a new one, I was like, there's no way I'm starting over. I'm just going to actually stick this one back on and move on with life, because also I was rushing against time, because I wanted to finish these before load shedding hits, so there was no way I was starting over. shaping, making sure that the shape is nice and clear because I wanted a coffin shape, I was also blending them at the same time. So when you're blending, you want it to seem like your nail and the tip is the same thing, but you don't blend it into your nail so that you start hurting yourself. No, you just file it down a bit so that when you apply your product, it is seamless and not sticking out. Next we have a sticky bond. The sticky bond creates a sticky surface for maximum adhesion. So basically you want it to stick properly, and you want your nails to last, because I don't think it's fun to actually do your nails and then the next day they'll all pop off. Like, I would actually just die. I would really die. And you don't cure the sticky bond. You don't cure the sticky bond, you just let it air dry, and then after you just apply your base coat. But first, before we apply the base coat, I'm going to pour my slip solution in this small glass jar. My slip solution, I think I was using Surgical Spirit. So if you buy, it's actually 91% isopropyl alcohol. So if you're buying it at Clicks, it's going to be Surgical Spirit. But if you're buying it at Dis-Chem, it's going to be rubbing alcohol. But if you're buying it like at Planet Nails, they have their own slip solution for their polygel. So every polygel you buy comes with its own slip solution. But I prefer using Surgical Spirit at Clicks, or from Clicks or rubbing alcohol from Dis-Chem. And then what we're going to do next is apply the base coat. So the base coat is to just apply a smooth surface for the polygel, so that it applies nicely with no problems, and it adheres better than it would on your skin. And I think when you apply the base coat and then the polygel, it doesn't come off so easily, because I've applied polygel without applying the base coat and it came off so easily. So this just further applies a smooth surface and a better adhesion actually. Once I've applied the base coat on my nails, I actually cure it for like 2 minutes. So you can, it depends on the product you're using. It also depends on the quality of your nail lamp to cure it for however long, but I normally just do it for 2 minutes so that I don't have any problems. And you can actually further remove the sticky layer on it, or there's no need to remove the sticky layer on it. I normally don't, because when I'm working on my nails, I just sit still and work on my nails. I am going to be using this clear. I got this clear from a kit I got off Takealot. I didn't like the whole kit. Like, the whole kit was just funny. I didn't like the colors. Yeah, the colors were not what the colors didn't match the description. Honestly, they just didn't match. But the clear was at least clear. So I'm going to be using this clear color because I'm going to paint over it and create a certain nail art. So what I do now we get to the serious things. So what I normally do is I squeeze a certain amount on the actual tip. You can use the end of the spatula of this tool, of this brush, to actually scoop it off and then press it down on your nail. But because I've been in the game for a while now, I just press it down onto my nail directly. And then I'm going to dip a bit of into my slip solution and then dry it, because you don't want it to be too wet. And then you're just going to drag it around and then pat it down as well. Like, you do what works for you. I pat it down, drag it, so that I can actually get it all over my nail to cover my entire nail. And then I start patting it down so that I have it leveled up, and not to have it some area it's too much or too bulky, and then the other layer is like a bit flat. So I just like pat it down or press it down. And the most important thing you want to do when you're doing your nails or when you're using acrylic or polygel is that you don't want it to flood your cuticle area, because you want to create an illusion of that it's your natural nail. So when you get to the cuticle area, you want to keep it as thin as possible so that it seems like it's actually your natural nail, even if it's not. And then, as you can see, I am now just dragging it all over the place to make sure that I've covered the whole area and to make sure that it's leveled to a certain amount that I like it, where it's not too thick and also not too flat. And then I make sure to clean up the area around my skin that is close to my skin, because you don't want any product on your skin. And also, once you cure that area, it's very hard to remove it, because sometimes if you try to remove it, it might actually lift the whole product up, which is something that you don't want. So, and you don't want to make it too thick, so you just want to make it nice and thin, but also with still a lot of strength and stability, so that if it breaks off, it doesn't break off with your entire nail and it hurts you. But also you want it to have a certain amount of stability towards and strength to it. So you don't want it too thick and also you don't want it too thin. You also want to cure it for 2 minutes, and then as you see, I'm tapping it just to make sure that everything is cured and there's no soggy part or part that is uncured. But because I kind of did this nail foot too thin that I don't have a, what is it called again? My apex area. So I don't want my apex area to be too thin as well. So you want it to have that nice little hump, and then it like curves a bit. So that's why I'm just applying more product and to make sure that I have a nice apex area. And what I liked about this product, that as much as I didn't like the other qualities of it, but it was very nice to blend very easily. So I've cured it and then I'm applying more product to it, but it blended so nice with the already cured polygel and the still wet polygel. So I'm just going to play the video out a bit more, showing you how I just apply it. But I'm not going to show every single thing because it's very repetitive. And I just want something that's straight to the point. So I'm just going to let the video play out a bit more. And I'll be back when we are filing. and buff these nails after applying the clear polish gel on all the nails. This wasn't by choice. Load shedding hit, so I couldn't film going forward, so I just waited for load shedding and I decided to file off camera. Now I'm going to apply a base coat again so that I have a smooth surface area for my gel polish. And you cure for 2 minutes. Please don't forget to cure. And then I bought these gel polishes from a general store, so I don't know what color this is. When you're applying, I learned this the hard way, and I learned it after such a very long time. When you're applying gel polish, you want to apply a thin layer, because if you apply a thick layer, it's not going to cure all the way through, and it's going to create these little pockets, and it's just going to be a mess. So you want to apply a very, very thin layer. It must be as if your gel polish is not even enough, it's finishing, but you must apply a thin layer. And what you want to do before curing is that you want to clean around your cuticle area, remove any excess product from your skin, because you don't even want to have an allergic reaction, because what if there's something in the gel polish that you're allergic to? So just make sure that you want to clean that area. I normally use my slip solution to clean up any gel polish that's excess. As you can see, it was flooding on my cuticle area already. I used 2 coats of this. I cured in between. Sorry about that. I cured in between each coat so that each layer is cured thoroughly and the pigmentation comes through, and it's just a very nice color. Plus, I like this color. What I'll actually be doing, the artwork I'll be doing, is creating those pop art nails or comic nails. It seemed like those 3D type of nails. I actually really like them, but because I wasn't so sure how these nails gonna come out, I was so nervous. I actually only did my thumbnail on camera, so I did every single thing. Like I applied all the details that I needed to apply, and I actually applied top coat, but I only did it on my thumb nail to show it on camera, and then the rest I did it off camera, and I just showed the final product once I was done with the video. When I was coming back from work and I decided to show a quick video. So I'm talking too much, I'm sorry. So now I'm gonna use black, white, and this other color that I don't know the name of. So I'm gonna outline with the black using this small brush. I've seen other people actually use a very a thin long brush, which makes the work a lot easier. So I'm gonna use the black to outline the nail, and then I'm gonna use the white to create this other stripe, and also the other color to create other stripe. I will let the video play on and I'm gonna show the final product at the end. So yeah. is how the final nails actually turned out, and I actually enjoyed these nails so much. I love them. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Until next time.